No offense, LLC. The LLC stand for business. Yeah. It's no offense, yeah, we going in. Who we got on the show today? Might as well go tag a couple friends. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to blow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. We're trying to get to know it then. Gain support from those that view and wanna see you win. We got the website, magazine, and radio. Be back up soon. Trying to put you in the spotlight so that you can tell your truth. Yeah, it's no offense to you and me. Ain't trying to sell no image. I want you to come on through and live your life the way you live it. What you say you on your way, shine so bright they gotta see you. Pave your way and go be great. Make us say now, non-believers. Hey, it's no offense. Yeah, we going in. Who we got on the show today? Might as well go tag a couple friends. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to blow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. Hey, it's no offense, yeah, it's no offense, yeah, it's no offense, yeah, it's no offense. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to blow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. Hey, it's no offense. Man, y'all hit that share button, man. Tap in. Special thank you to the guest of the show. All right, guys, y'all already know. We are back with another episode of the No Offense Podcast. Do me a favor. As far as I know, the share button is still free for like the next couple, I don't know. But for the moment, it's free, so hit it, right? Like, why not, right? We're not going to charge you at all. And as always, I'm going to give you the guarantee. If you hit it and they charge you, you can send me the receipt and I'll take care of it. But, you know what I mean? No Photoshop, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and hit the share button like you want somebody to hit the share button for y'all. I appreciate everybody watching. Y'all already know we are live on YouTube or Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitch, and our website. If you go to nooffensetv.com right now, yeah, that's. I told y'all we got some more stuff coming for y'all this year. And our Roku channel should be back up here in about a week or two. You know what I mean? Give or take. I know we're working on No Offense Magazine. Speaking of which, you know what I'm saying? Today we've got a special interview for you guys. Today our guest is an author of the $1 Million Stripper Guide. If you've heard of that, if you haven't heard about it, you're gonna know about it today. She's also an actress. She's been in the $1 Million 304, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. You can go watch that. That's right now on Tubi and on Prime. I think I saw it on Tubi earlier. So but don't take my word for it. Definitely hear it from her mouth herself. You know what I'm saying? So do me a favor before we get her in here today. Go ahead, hit the share button a little bit more. I see the view count go up. I appreciate that. Do the share buttons a little bit more, and give her a proper welcome, guys. We've got Miss Roni Gold. Here we go.
Hey.
How you doing, Miss Gold? Thank you so much thank you again so much for being on our platform today. Like I said, we're honored to have you on.
For having me.
Listen, we in comparison to your achievements and accomplishments, we are definitely the honored ones. You know what I'm saying, to be here. So I'm just thankful that you did have time today to take time out and talk with us and get our platform familiar with your works today. So if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and get us started, if you don't mind. I say every story starts at the beginning, right? Who likes a story that starts right in the middle, right? You got to know the background information. So like we do, let's start from the beginning. If you can, explain to us where you were born and where you were raised, if it's the same place. You know, I know some people move and things like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm from a small town of 300 people in Menifee, Arkansas. So I'm a country girl.
300 people?
Yeah. So I grew up like dirt roads. Yeah, no stoplights. It was probably like 250 people. They probably lied on the census to get some extra benefits or something. But all we had was like Granny's lap and a church and a cemetery. So, like, I grew up humble beginnings, and like I lived in several towns, like in the area. You kind of have to say like 4 different towns because you might go to school in one, you know, because we didn't even have a school like in my town.
Word, man, 300. I've got to say that already I think is a record. I've heard the jokes about like towns about like having like one stop sign, but 300 people, that's like I would imagine like almost everybody in the town at one time, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I come from like if you see the same person on the porch 10
Uh,
times, you gotta say hi all 10 times.
oh,
Like, yeah, and everybody
I
could spank you. Everybody could spank you down the whole road.
Hey, well, that sounds like a town I might need to visit because I remember those kind of towns myself. We don't have them like that no more, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I don't know. At least when I go visit, it seems like you know things have just changed. Like that time is non-existent. How is it when you visit, or do you get to visit often back home?
Yeah, well, Arkansas in general, like everybody knows about Little Rock, you know.
Hmm.
So like I've lived there too, and that's like I got a lot of people all over Arkansas. Arkansas has a thriving arts community, lots of talent there. So I normally go to like do shows and network with people that I've known for over a decade. So
Fine.
because I do
Does the
music too.
Speaking of which,
So
we are going to get into that. Yes, ma'am. A woman of many
yeah.
talents. Yes, ma'am. Just really quick while we're on the Arkansas tip, if I'm not mistaken, are you familiar with a name named Zeta Slime? Or I believe he might have been from out of that area. I know
You
you
know,
said that.
I don't know that person, and I'm not
Okay.
gonna claim to know like all people that's
Right.
popping from Arkansas. Like I know the people that I know, but you know, I
Right.
haven't
Right.
lived
Right.
in Arkansas in like over a decade. I just like pop in and pop out. I've lived all over the U.S. since then, so
R- Right, right. No, no, I understand.
yeah,
No, no. Only reason I asked, and I know I normally don't put people on the spot like that. Only reason I asked is because
that's
it's
all
actually
good.
his birthday, and I was gonna sell him like by the fact I actually got a notification like 5 minutes before the show that it was his
Yeah,
birthday. So I was gonna say it's crazy that you brought that up because he's out in that area and
you
just
think he's
wanted to.
from Arkansas?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
He's
his
been on the
name?
platform a couple times. Zeta Slime. Zay.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But hey,
But you
like we
say
said.
he's from Arkansas. I'm gonna look him up.
Hey, see, hey, look, if y'all make a connection and something happen, all I'll ask is send me the track. I know it's gonna be amazing.
Okay,
Both of
that's
you
what's
guys are
up. Bet,
phenomenal artists, and I, you know what I mean.
bet.
That's why I wanted to say it. All right, so
No, it's
mm,
cool. I love my Arkansas family. Like I said, we have a lot of talent because, like, you have to learn how
big
to make
fact.
something out of nothing. So, like, we get into the arts.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Lots of talent. And speaking of which, glad to see that you've made it from like you said you started from those humble beginnings of 300 to now. Like man,
Oh yeah,
just your heights and
yeah,
like how does that feel like coming from such a small town to what you're accomplishing because you're still in progress and I see so much more
yeah,
for you. So
yeah. Well, both of my parents were drug addicts, and I was told that my mom did like hard drugs when she was pregnant with me, like crack and stuff. So I joke around and I say, my mama in the crack, my mama in the crack, my mama in the crack,
okay,
so like
okay,
I pretty much say that like crack raised me and rap saved me. So like I was one of those kids that would like go to the crack house and like, Mom, it's time to come home. Like you've been gone all week. Like. So
oh,
I really like music was what like got me through all that. Like I'd be in the bathroom with the hairbrush, rapping in the mirror. And so like I got into school, like, poetry, and I accelerated with school and writing and reading. I was a like book nerd, bookworm. I
right.
would just like walk around with a book in my face and like didn't have no friends, or I'd be like rapping during lunch while people beating on the locker and stuff. I was always like a weirdo kid.
So you're
And so I'm
so
proud of myself. Like I graduated high school early. I had two master degrees by the time I was 24. I had opened up a
wow,
private school. A lot of people don't know, but I have a background in education. So I owned a private school from ages 2 to 18. Um, so yeah, and I got burned out in the education world, and I was like, I'm really getting further away from my passion, which is
right.
my art. So then I went on to pursue my art full time.
Right. Well, that wow. Wow, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank
Like
you.
just hearing your story, like just from that was like amazing. I'm glad to see where you're going. I see why you're so like ambitious, and I'm loving that fuel that you're able to take your situation and fuel that and project that to making sure that you don't end up in those kind of situations. And it seems like uh you actually became like a relief for some others that through your education program that might have had a rocky beginning such as yourself. So I just want to congratulate you on just you where you at right now. Like that was rough.
Thank
Like
you.
just hearing that, like what I'm saying, with your
Yeah.
mother. um I so at what age did you discover that you like this music? I mean, I'm saying that you're
I
going through
remember
all of this.
distinctly.
Yeah,
I remember distinctly. It was in the fourth grade. My dad had gave me this was back in the day when you could like order CDs for like I
right.
don't know like 99 cents or something, and they send you like 9 CDs. And he picked out Tupac and Lauren Hill. He's like, this is what you need. And I seen this cover that had pills on it. I
Mm.
didn't know who it was. I was just like, oh, my parents do drugs. Like, I can relate to this. And it was Eminem. And so
I was
those were
thinking it
my
was
top
Eminem.
three growing up was Tupac, Lauryn Hill, Eminem, and I played that on repeat. And I modeled my first like rap off of a Eminem song.
Which one? And that sounds like the one with the pills on it. That's the was that was in relapse. That was that's one with I'm sorry, mom on it, right?
I want to,
Mm.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I think that's the Slim Shady LP. I don't know. Don't get me the line, but um, just in general, I remember modeling my first raps off of Eminem, and then like when I did my first recording at 14, this producer was like, "Yeah, you kind of sound like the female Eminem." Just because of the content that I was rapping about. I really just told
lyrical.
myself in general, like, if they can do it, so can I. Like, if I was inspired by hearing, like, oh, his mom was on drugs, he still made it. And so that gave me, like, my first hope. So ever since I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be a rapper, actress, model, and dancer. I didn't know, like, this kind of dancer,
Right. Right.
but
But we'll
that's what I always said I was going to do. It's going to be
well
worth a
I'm
million dollars when I'm famous.
Hey, I think that $1 million is closer to you than you think. I mean, you're definitely doing the branding. I seen like we talked about. You got the $1 million 304 movie, which I
Yeah.
kind of want to go progressively, if I can. So, if I can, just
Uh-huh.
for a second.
Yeah.
So,
You want to ask
you
questions?
you you do your first performance at 14. You said, and you do it like, how did you feel going into this performance?
Recording.
Uh, I'm sorry.
Well, that was my first time I recorded in the
Oh,
studio,
recording.
was when I
Gotcha.
was
I'm sorry.
14. So, like, I didn't get to perform around people. It was more like me just in the bathroom, in the mirror, just performing to myself. But my first
Right.
recording, I remember it was like just rigged up, just humble, in the house studio with like a pantyhose around for the pop filter. And I felt real encouraged just at that age. Like, this is the beginning. I'm only gonna get better. My first performance was more poetry. So
Right.
see, since I didn't make beats or anything as a kid, I would just rap a cappella or like have people like beat on the lockers and stuff. So my first performances were like lunchtime, Little Rock Central High School,
I feel you.
just with a crowd of kids beating around on the lockers and all of that, like a cipher.
Do you think that helped
So
to
that would
make
have
you?
been
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought it was. Can
good.
we get a little freeze
That's
here?
all good.
No. If you could go ahead and finish what you're saying. I'm sorry, I thought we were in a delay.
Oh, I was just saying those were my first performances, and I think that was around like the ninth grade, like in school. Yeah, because I would have been in high school. Yeah.
But so I know those ciphers that you're talking about, and I know your confidence had to be on 10 to be in there because it was like
Oh yeah.
you got the whole school when somebody's like really doing it,
Yeah.
everybody stops to listen. So how did you
Yeah.
feel like going into like how did you feel from when you first started to like entering your first cipher in high school? Like I hear them getting down. I want some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna show them what I could do.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Like I remember my whole leg like kind of like wanting to shake and like butterflies and just feeling like this adrenaline rush.
Mhm.
But I always have my stuff so memorized because I would like repeat it over and over like a million times. So like I'm not gonna mess up. Like that's not gonna happen. So I just conquered that fear of like being, everybody hearing. Like I have been through it all. Like when you're digging through the dump as a kid and don't have running water and food to eat and lights and stuff, it's kind of hard to be scared by like, I don't live in fear. So I was just like, okay, I can do this, and then it got better as, I went along with my performance.
I
So now I don't really get butterflies. It's like it just, it's
yeah,
time to go.
I think it's fair to say, like, yeah, you had a rough kind of upbringing, so I would imagine like them ciphers was like butterfing, like that.
Yeah,
It
this
was
is
it was nothing.
play. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fun.
I get you. I get you. Okay, okay. So you get this aggression. You know that you've got this passion with music, and you like you said, you're not making the beats, so I'm assuming at this
Now
point in
I
time you're
do.
finding
Now
the
I make
beats.
beats.
Right. I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
Is that a you DJ as well?
Yes.
I see you. I see you. Hey, congrats on that skill.
Thank you.
Uh, so did you pick that up out of necessity? Like, because I
Yes.
know a lot of
Definitely.
artists when they go to studio, it's hard to either tell the person like what it is that you want them to do, or they don't be moving at the speed that you want them to do. So out of
Yeah.
that, that's usually how you end up picking up like a DAW or something. Is that what happened with your
Yeah.
story, or what?
Definitely.
Can
Just
you tell
like
us a
that.
little bit
Yeah.
about that?
So like I've bought beats from people and stuff, and I still do. It's not like I make all of my beats.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm a lyricist. I'm a poet. It says poet right here. I'm a lyricist. And so I would be so frustrated that people would not pay attention to my lyrics. And I still get frustrated by this sometimes. They'll just be like, oh, I don't like that beat, or oh, the sound quality of the recording, or whatever. Like they'll pick apart technical stuff, but they totally miss
That's the
like
message.
the story and the lyrics. And so, as time developed, someone encouraged me and was like, you can make your own beats. And so I just played around, made my first beat, and I was like, oh, I really like this. And I made my first songs, and they sounded really good to me, and I really liked it. And it opened
Mhm.
up a new part of my art because it's like I'm making a song from scratch. So like
Right.
I'm a visual artist as well. I paint and I spin fire like on the staff and stuff. I do all kinds of art. And so
Oh
I look
man,
at it like the difference of if you collaborate with somebody versus you just start from a blank canvas and get to make the whole art piece yourself is really cool. And
definitely.
now I don't have to like wait till I find a beat. If I have a dream at night, like I'll have a nightmare or something, I'll wake
Yeah.
up and make a song about that. Or sometimes song lyrics come to me in my sleep. So I have to be able to make music pretty much on a daily basis. So I have to be able to make
Create.
beats to keep up with that. Yeah.
And I like the fact that I admire every artist that does that, but I love the fact that uh, because what I think it comes down to is it's like a creative control type thing. It's like when you
Yeah.
get a beat, it's already set, or even if they got stems, like the producer has already has a general idea of what they want to
Right.
do with it, but but you might like aspects of what they've got, but it's not quite what you want. And if you don't know how to make the beats, you have to settle. But if you do know how to make the beats, or you understand what's going on, then I feel like, yeah, you get to that point where you don't have to settle, and it changes your
Right.
music, because now you've got the know-how. But what I find is a lot of artists, when you get the know-how, but then time becomes a restraint. Like, do you have projects that are just like unfinished because you
Of
start with
course.
ideas? Like, how do you manage which ones that you're going to work on? And
That was a
how
good
do you manage which ones are going to take priority? Because obviously, you probably, I imagine you're working on something, and then something else takes off, and you're like,
right.
okay. But so how do you manage which ones that you're going to, like, I need to have this finished by this date, or ones
Yeah.
that
Well,
in the closet?
see, you know how like there's the term ADHD, and not that
Mm,
I've ever been diagnosed with that, but I feel like a lot of artists kind of have that ADHD thing where it's like I just try to go off of what I'm feeling, because
right.
it's that energy that really like you feel it. If I'm feeling it, you feel it, and it's played to me. Like I have to, and it's an art therapy to me. So I really, work on being spontaneous and in the moment. And so that's why, like recently, when I've been creating a lot of new music, I really like aim to sit down and get that finished right then. Like if
Mm,
I have a song idea, let's say I'm walking into the elevator. This is a true story. Walk into the elevator of my hotel, and I come up with a song melody because I'm walking with cowboy boots on. And I'm like, oh, I walk different with my cowboy boots, And then
hey, I heard that.
I go immediately into the hotel room, sit down on the computer, and make the song so that the idea. I find a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I should do this idea or whatever, but then they don't do it right then, and then it just dissipates.
Right.
So I just try to channel that from the ethers or wherever and like do it right then and try to get it finished as much as possible to where I could send it off to a sound engineer
I
and then let them
ah
do like the technical stuff. But I do have
Yeah.
some projects that are sitting up, but a lot of my stuff is sitting with sound engineers to like work on getting it. Um, it's a good sound quality. Shout out Moonrise Productions. Shout out Ferocious Productions. Sound engineers in Arkansas that I've been working with. Okay, so
Amen.
yeah, answer the question. Yeah, I do have projects sitting up, and then it starts like racking my mind because it's like gets overwhelming because I got too much like. So I really try to get it out.
Man, one thing I really like about your library is really diverse. You've got like I think the track is called "Make Me Feel Good," but it reminds me of like a funk,
Oh
like
yeah,
well, like some Prince type of deal. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm with
yeah,
that. Like, but it's still uniquely yours, but it's still,
yeah.
it takes me back to those times, which I feel like it's smart, because, man, to be honest with you, it feels like the world was a little bit better back then. You know what I mean? So it's a good
Thank
track.
you for that.
It's a real fun track, and I like it because it's different. But then that it differs and compares to make them say ow. Yeah, I do my research. I do my research. I know. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Um, and then you can hear also your range, though, when you listen to those songs and compare it to songs like the $1 Million 304 was the soundtrack for the movie that you guys have
yeah.
now currently on Amazon Prime. You want to tell us about that and the
You want to know
making of
about the
that?
movie? Is that
You,
what you
if
want to
you
know
could
about
tell
the
us about the
movie?
movie or the track, or
Okay, I'll
both.
tell you about the movie and the
Yes,
tracks.
ma'am.
So each song that I make is inspired by different things. I can write on a theme, and I get inspired. Well, I'm talking about the movie and I'm talking about my music too, because it all goes together. So like I'm a exotic dancer at a strip club, and so I'll get inspiration from the club. A stripper might say something like, "Oh, I'm tired of picking up dollars off the floor. I want
Right.
rocket money. I want lightning
Right.
money." And I'm like, "Girl, what's rocket money?" She's like, "The swipe, swipe, swipe." And then I go outside during the day shift, and I'm sitting on the patio smoking a blunt and making a beat, and came up with a whole song at the strip club. So I get inspired by stuff that I'm hearing and going through during my day or whatever. And the movie, a lot of those songs that I had from the strip club fit the content of the movie that I was working on at the same time, because the $1 million 304 is a movie about a high class escort. So it is
Mhm.
in the sex work genre, and she links up with this pimp, and there's a lot of escorts in the movie. And so I would take songs from the strip club, and then they would be a good fit for the movie.
Right.
Um, but I was a co-director and co-producer of that movie. That was an idea that someone else had, and then he paired up with me to get that accomplished. So that was
Well,
his baby, and then I linked up with him and helped to bring that into fruition.
hey, so it
And that
sounds
was a
like
part of Diamond and Gold movies.
that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like
So I basically, yeah,
you're a woman of many hats. You've got many talents that um which
yes,
which
yes. So I
could be
basically,
greatly appreciated. Yeah. What are you saying?
well, I was gonna say that, like, so I got into producing movies because I was an exotic dancer, and I was making exotic dancer movie money. And so I would put that into making the movie. I would hire a film crew, pay for that, you know, like I was the money behind the movie with my dancer money, basically. And then
Right.
I got to learn on the ground, like, how to make a movie.
Which is awesome and amazing that
And I've made 3 movies.
what are the other two? So I can so
So there's the
for
million
viewers.
dollar 304.
Uh
The $1 million 304. She Get the Money, and
okay.
then the Vixen and the Villain.
Now all three of these are available on the same platform, right? I think I've seen the two of
Two of
those.
them are on
Two of
Tubi.
them.
The Vixen and the Villain isn't on Tubi yet, but if
Okay.
you Google it, I think it's on Vimeo right now, and maybe on Amazon Prime. But they get released on the platforms whenever they get released.
Man, that's
And I
uh
have parted ways from that movie company, so I'm not up to date on all of that. I just At this point I just use that for promo. It's something that I did, I learned. I actually started my own music and movie company called Roni Gold Entertainment. And so I have my own movie ideas that I'm working on doing that. But right now it's my book and my music, and that's my main focus.
speaking of the book, and thank you for taking us down, giving us the info on the movie because
Thank
uh
you.
it does come up in your biography when you're looking when I do my
Oh
research on
yeah.
these artists. So
I did.
it
I did want to say one other thing about the movie though before we move on. I thought
yes.
the experience was really funny because the movie was, for it to be like a Tubi movie, and then people are like, oh, Tubi acting is, they try to categorize it as just like low budget or like bad acting or whatever. Everybody thought the movie was real, so which is a
Which is good
credit to the
to
to
your
the good
production.
acting, because I would have girls at the strip club would come up to me, and they'd be like, girl, you got $1 million, like, I know we be getting it up here like that. And then I'm like, girl, do you think I would be working at this damn strip club
If I had
like
made
if I had $1 million, like? And they all thought that I was, a hoe with a pimp. And then my family was like thinking, you know, it's, and then I had to tell people, like, even Halle Berry played, like, a crackhead or whatever. That you don't think that Halle Berry is a crackhead, you
It's
know.
just, I think it's a testament to how well. I think it's just a testament to how memorable the role was. It's unfortunate that people like. Well, it's like a bittersweet thing because at the end of the day, like it's a win because you sold the role and people remember
Yeah,
it. Like that, people see a million movies like in a lifetime, but the fact that they remember it is a win. It's
yeah,
just the thing is sometimes people are so in tune with the movie that they forget that hey, this is an actor. Like I would imagine like because we had some actors on the show and they tell us like they've had to play a villainous role, and the problem that they get is people see them in public and they want to attack them because
yeah,
they played a role and they're like, yo, hold on, like that's my
yeah.
character that I was playing. Like I am an old person with a whole family that what I'm saying. So
Right,
so,
right.
but I think it's amazing that you were able to sell the role that is, and you made the movie memorable, which is hey, that's an achievement in
Thank
itself.
you,
You know what I mean?
thank you.
So that's a testament to your marketing. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
it was cool. Like, even, a lot of those people, like, they would have random ass jobs that you would not, you in the movie you think that they're a hoe, but the girl's
right.
a certified nurse assistant, or one of my stripper friends, or some girl we met at a sandwich shop or whatever,
It's
and I
just
think that was the interesting thing to, like, one
it
time
just
we recruited this girl that she was a masseuse. Like, she had a massage table and everything, just like above the board, like no
yeah.
happy ending type of masseuse. We're like, this would be perfect scene to put in the movie. And so in the movie, you'll see a scene where, like, I'm trying to knock the masseuse.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyways.
No, I'm with you because at the end of the day, it's like, dude, I find it intriguing that people believe what they see, and but that's and even with the Tubi, like I know people say like it's Tubi or whatever, but I say this: most critics haven't even attempted to achieve. So it's take it how you take it.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean.
And
You
Tubi
managed to
is
get.
making millionaires. Like,
Oh yeah,
Tubi has been giving a lot of Black creators specifically an
voice.
opportunity to get their movies out there in a way that they weren't able to before. Like, the guy that I did movies with, he became popular from putting them on YouTube and had millions of views on YouTube. Everybody from Snoop Dogg were watching his movies. So, anyways.
See, speaking of Snoop, because I was as you might know, I do my research. I see that you have credits with Snoop. You want to
I
maybe
do have
talk
a
about how you
song. I do
can
have
you,
a
can you let us
song with
know?
Snoop Dogg. And I have never met Snoop Dogg, and I hope that one day I would be able to. I had a dream about Snoop Dogg where I was rapping to him in my dream, and he was like nodding his head like he was really feeling it. But no, that was through some back channels with behind the scenes stuff
I
that I
understand.
was given that song. Yeah.
I understand. Hey, it's just a
I was like,
congratulations on the song
yeah.
itself to even have it,
Thank you.
uh, to even have his voice on the song with your track, which being
Yeah.
honest, like for if this is your first time hearing about Ronnie Gold, I guarantee you go check out her music. You'll never forget her. Just the fact that you got that name attached to
I
your
appreciate
uh,
that.
history is amazing.
Yeah.
So we've covered. So you make beats. We know you make
Yes.
awesome music. You make from what I understand, you try to create in the moment, which that's
Yes.
what the question was earlier that I have for you. Do you
Okay.
believe that the songs that the reason why there are so many unfinished songs is because as a creative you think faster than you can actually operate, like
Yes.
you know what I'm saying.
If I had if Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, I was finished. What were you saying?
Okay. Like, I look at Lil Wayne, like, I heard an interview where Baby was talking about how, like, when Lil Wayne got started, like, they wanted him just to, like, live in the studio. Like, you're gonna eat in the studio, you're gonna party in the studio, you're gonna sleep in the studio. Like, you're in the studio all day. Like, those resources, oh, the songs to get out, they would be finished, you know.
I'm
Like,
sorry. This.
I really but I need like the next evolution of my career is a full-time producer, like somebody who can actually be there with me on a daily basis to. Did you hear me? I still hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes. It was chopping. It was chopping. But I think
That's
I
wrong.
got what you're. Yeah. It's chopping. I think you heard it
I
said.
can see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, we got you back. It was chopping up for like the last
Can you hear
minute.
me?
We can hear you
Now I
now.
can
Yes.
hear you. I
Yep.
was talking about. Did you hear when I was saying? You heard when I said Lil Wayne and he lived in the studio pretty much.
Yes,
Like
and then
that's what I need. I need a producer working with me, helping me day to day get those visions out.
well, we definitely. Are you like open to that, or is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. It have
So,
to be the right fit.
all right. Well, there you guys
Yeah,
have it.
it has to be the right fit because
I think we're
yeah,
losing you. You
because
said
like I don't just do rap.
right, right.
You hear me?
Yes, yes. I
You
think
hear me?
we're. I think it's. Yeah, I can hear you now. It's
Okay.
it's cutting in and out for us.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
I said I don't just do rap, so it'd have to be somebody who's open to like all kinds of music. Like you said, like I sometimes I send a song to somebody and I'll be like, "What is this considered?" Because I don't go into it like I'm gonna make a pop song or I'm gonna make a funk song or you know, like sometimes I don't even know what the fuck it is. I just make it and then I let other people like when I made the make me feel good song,
right.
I didn't sit down and be like make a funk song and then everybody's gonna say this sounds like Prince. Like I'm a rapper. I would never think that anybody would compare me to sound like Prince. I'm not a singer, I harmonize, but
It
that's
was.
a great honor to even be brought up in the same sentence as Prince.
Oh, I think you would have made him proud. That song was, it was definitely that era. It's a fun song. It's nice, and I don't. I mean, I would say I probably generally listen to rap most of the time, but I'm open to.
Uh-huh.
I'm a person that um I like good music. I mean, I don't care what if it's music, if it's good, and hey, I'm open to hearing it.
Did
You know
you
what I mean?
watch the music video?
I did. It looked like you were having fun on the
I was
beach
in
there. What
Puerto
was
Rico.
what? I was like, yo, she's the vibes. The vibes was there. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, that's. She looks like she's having fun. Is what I was getting from it.
I was running through the rainforest barefoot.
I was wondering, like, I was like, yo, this doesn't look like a green screen. I don't know where she would have got it, but hey, you know, I'm glad I got a chance to ask you because I did see the video and I was like, this song just makes me want to put on, like, I swear, like, I was like, yo, I don't know, man. I'm in from there on out, my whole vibe was on some funk stuff for the
Oh,
rest of the night. I was like, it gotta be funk. If it ain't funk, I don't even want it right now. That's how you have put me. You know what I mean?
oh.
But I mean that's what we look for in music, like to feel something. That's so when you said that earlier, I do feel like feelings are transferred when you put your all in your music, like when you're
Yes.
genuine with your music. People, that's what generates your audience. So I commend you on from making it where you started from to, so like you are very far from that, but like I said, it's still just being introduced to your music. I feel like you got so much, like, you got so much more to go. Like I'm not talking about like not
Yeah,
improvement. I'm talking about like your career. It seems like it's just taking off, and you got so
yeah,
much more promise to what you got coming. And I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. I'm definitely down for it.
definitely.
I hope the network is. Before we go, I do want to talk to you about your book, which is the reason that we
Oh, yes.
did bring you here. This obviously the $1 million stripper guide sounds like something that people should be, trying to get their hands on. You know what I mean? Can you tell us
Yeah,
what influenced your writing it, and what's it about,
definitely.
without giving away the farm, because we want them to buy it. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so at the strip club, because I've worked at strip clubs all over the US, major strip clubs from Vegas to Cali to New York, Texas, a little bit of everywhere in between. And I would always find myself teaching new girls or just girls in general, even OG girls would learn from me or I'd learn from them. And I'd always like share my stories and try to teach them. And then I had a goal at first to teach a girl, and then she would start wanting to work with me. And then we could like do this teamwork makes the dream work and like, tag team the room. And I thought it would be of benefit to me. But the girls would always just take my game and then wind up trying to be like the competition. She'd be standing next to me the next day trying to sell a VIP room using my script. And
no.
so I started talking to my friends like, yeah, I taught this girl this and now she's like, and they would say, Ronnie, the game is to be sold, not told.
Not
Why you
told.
always be telling these new bitches how to get money? You should write a book. And so it was actually my stripper friends that told me to write a book. And so each chapter, I actually tell a story that I
Uh-huh.
experienced in the club, and then what I learned from that.
Oh, so this is like a Oh, okay. So this is like a passing of the guard, basically. Like you like this is like a
Yeah,
stripper introduction.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
the-
It's yeah.
so
It's kind of like part memoir, part self help guide, because it's not just stripper stuff. It's stuff that like is really about personal development and growth. When I say that being a stripper is one of the careers that has just challenged me so much. Like I worked as a paralegal. I've worked at the Supreme Court. Like I have a vast wide of things like, but stripping has challenged me just so much. You learn so much about yourself spiritually, just about your confidence. It's so mentally stimulating. It's not just what you see in the movies of
right.
somebody twerking around and robbing somebody. It's way deeper than that. And you know, so each
So,
chapter, I tell a story, so it's kind of like a memoir. And I don't just think that new strippers will like the book. I think OG strippers will find the book interesting to help them elevate their game. I also think just sex workers in general can relate to it. I think that even the housewife who doesn't even want to be a stripper, she'll just kind of get to live vicariously through me and get to like learn, about that curiosity of a world that is so foreign to her. Or a man will like the book because he gets to learn the inner like workings of the woman's mind and the mind fuckery and the art of seduction. It's got a lot of psychology because one of my masters is related to psychology, so it's got a lot of psychology in there.
so is this would you say a what I know? what I know now that I wish I knew before I started the profession? Is it like a reflection of everything that you've grown to learn since you started this profession? Is it essentially
Yes.
what's going on? Okay. Well, luckily for us, we actually have a huge part of our audience actually is part of the nightlife,
Yeah.
including our spokesmodel, Leah Starr, who just was in here, who gave some love to the podcast. She is, I think she just threw her retirement party last year or something like that. So it's a lot of our audience are going to be happy to hear that, and will probably be interested in taking a look at your book. And I'm gonna
Thank you.
just from our conversation here, I'm gonna recommend it, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna try to get my hands on it, and I'm gonna recommend our audience do too.
I
Maybe I can get
appreciate
two
that.
and do a giveaway to try to help get
Yeah.
you where you seem to be. I like the idea of it. I feel like it's giving it's providing a out basically like a in the mind frame of the nightlife for those who
Yeah.
might not have a chance to enjoy it or are thinking about possibly joining it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's I know a few people who have told me like, oh, I wish somebody had sat me down and told me these things, and it sounds like you're might be achieving that right now.
Yeah.
So
I had
I
to learn
definitely.
everything the hard way.
Oh
Like,
man.
and so it definitely does that. And it's also kind of like a tell all too. Like I've met all kinds of people from Ray J to Lil Jon and all kinds of people and managers of big
Big names.
companies like Amazon and all kinds, so I talk about all different strip clubs and in the like the inner world that is just it's very complex, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah, I definitely think and I'm a married man, so I mean my mom don't care, but I would definitely think that, shout out to our nighttime therapist. Because
Yes,
I know you hear
that's a good point.
I know you hear the word stripper and you think about, oh, somebody's gonna take off their clothes, but I got two older sisters who weren't strippers that I know of, but I was young enough to peep game and see how let me put it this way, like uh if I say it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. You know what I'm talking about, right? So
Right.
is I never was able to be one that was intrigued with that life because I understood what was going on mentally. I'm all for y'all getting your money. It's just if you're gonna sell it, like it, it's hard for me to believe the fantasy because I know it's a fantasy. Like that's just how I am. I don't look down on nobody for doing it. It's just
Right.
I get it. I understand them. I understand what's going on, but I also understand there's guys that go in the club and just they just there that don't want to be at home, right? Because they just hate
Yeah.
being at home, and y'all might just get paid just for giving that dude some conversation. So I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's nighttime therapy. Shout out to him. I feel like you guys don't
You're the
get enough.
first person that I've talked to that, interview wise, that has used the word therapist. I definitely agree with that. I literally was letting a guy motorboat me and he was like telling me all his problems in VIP, and he says to me, you're the best therapist ever. You're better than my
Hey,
real therapist. And he was
see,
serious because they know we're not going to judge them. We've heard it all. I have heard and seen the craziest shit. I used
yeah.
to think that I was a freak, but really, I'm really not that freaky now that I realize like the freak scale.
Yeah,
I'm not going to judge. I'm probably not going to remember this shit. And I'm not
It-
going to, for the most part, I'm not going to tell nobody, you know.
right. Right, and that's it, and there's relief in just that. Sometimes just being able to talk to somebody, like I get
Yeah.
it, and my brother was an artist, so he spent a lot of time. Like I was one of them people that just they had a local club that they performed at, and I was just like honorary because they knew me and because I was his brother.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time talking to some therapists. I get it. I do truly get it.
Right.
And that's
I
what I'm
like
saying.
I
The,
liked what
the-
you said when you were like, you don't fall for the fantasy.
yeah,
Like,
because
because you know it's a fantasy, but that's what I get off on. I get off on the fact that people do know it's a fantasy. When
and
they
still,
walk in the door, they know it's a fantasy, but that I could mind fuck them so much that they actually start to forget that it's a fantasy, and then they give me their money.
see,
Like,
but see, I'm the kind of person. Not, and look, and I'm the kind of person I respect that, and I know I learn from my mistakes. Right, I'm gonna put it this way: when I don't even gamble because I feel like I could get everything right until I put a dollar on it. As soon as I do, I lose everything. So I don't even play with it. Like it's just me. That's how I am. Like I don't even go to horror movies because after about 5 minutes of seeing the same retreat, I'm like, oh, I see what's gonna happen. He gonna kill this. They gonna, and the people hate it. So I recognize that about myself, and that's why I say, hey, shout
yeah,
out to it and respect to the industry. I like get your money because at the end of the day, with everything. Like everything in America or the world, like people are going in for a certain, they're going in there for a reason. Like,
right.
you know what I mean? So it's, you
And
know what I
some
mean?
is just conversation. I
Yeah.
there was a lawyer that won this big Marlboro's case when to get the commercials off of TV and stuff. He won that big case.
Mhm.
He paid me $1,000 just to sit at his table and talk about law because I have a background as a paralegal. You know,
See,
didn't show not one titty. He didn't see not a nip, areola, nothing. You
see.
know?
And if you do have to show a titty or whatever, I don't care. What I'm saying is, listen, you don't go diving in a pool and complain that it's wet. You understand me? Like you know why you're going in the club. Like what you expect.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right. Those the
with that
guys
being,
we don't like. Like, don't come in the club and you not like you just pay your entry fee and then you don't want to tip nobody. It's just like going to a restaurant. You tip your waitress. You know,
right?
you go to a party, you might tip the door guy or whatever. We're service industry workers, we're hospitality, like, even just conversation is worth something. If you put a smile on somebody's face and you got them laughing, that's endorphins that are good
Yeah.
for their health.
I say it all the time, man. Hey, they working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What you expect, like, bro? Like,
yeah,
like I don't know. To me, it's just real cut and dry. Like it's just like black and white with me. So it's and again, like I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of
yeah.
fact, I got friends that uh well, they know. Like a couple years ago, I was in Florida. We came down for a business meeting, and we did this at a birthday party for a stripper. Like that's where everybody, that's where the whole crew met at. We were on the parking lot, all
Yeah.
smoking blunts and shit. Like, so being honest with you, being around strippers is some of the coolest shit that you can do because
Oh
everybody
yeah.
puts on like this image, right? But when you go in there, like you know that, bro, like everybody's like you. Like what the fuck? Like just you're not worried, but you shouldn't be
Right.
focused on everybody else anyway. But that's a whole different other thing. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they can find out this information in your book and why they should be in
Yeah.
there and why if they in there what their mind state needs to be on because that's what they need to go and pick up your book, which you
Yeah.
can find where exactly
Well,
on
right now
Amazon or
I completely finished the book and
okay.
I am fine tuning it with my layout because I put a lot of like nude pictures in there, stripper pictures, photo shoots, all that. And I'm
Oh, I know it's
debating
going to
on,
sell now.
yeah, I'm
I'm just
debating on whether I'm gonna self-publish or get it published by the publisher. So right now I am accepting Ronnie, RONI, and the number 8, which is a symbol for
right.
health and wealth eternal. And then I can send out PDF files. I also have an audio book that goes with it as well, where I voice everything in my country accent and with my sense of humor and everything.
Man,
Um, yeah.
You said they contact you directly to get that?
Yeah, yeah. Just hit me up directly and I'll email the book to you. That way I can keep all the money. Because when I was looking at all the self publishing platforms, like if I sell the book for $28.88, I want my $28.88. I don't want $8.
Yeah, trust
So
me.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I understand. I might be able to help you with that because we know we do print the magazine, but I've been at that struggle, so I trust me. I get it. It's
Yeah.
trying to find how to self publishing is great, but there's a lot of things that you need to be aware of when you do it. And I mean,
Right.
but hey, but
Pros
it's
and cons.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But as long as you're educated and on what you can make the best decision for whatever is best for you, and hey, you know what I mean, make it happen, Captain. Um, I honestly have to say, Ronnie Gold, this has been one of the
Yeah.
most entertaining conversations that we've had. Apart from the cellular service trying to get in the middle, because I mean, everybody want their time with you,
Yeah.
I imagine. So, um, if you can, before I let you go, can you do me a favor and tell everybody where they can follow you on all platforms, how they can contact you again for your book, so they can support and anything that we
Yes.
should be aware of that you might have coming up so that we can make sure to support when you do.
Okay. You can go on Instagram. That is the main thing that I keep up with posting. And
Okay.
it's starring, starring underscore Ronnie, Roni Gold, like diamonds and gold. Starring Ronnie Gold, starring underscore Ronnie Gold. On Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Ronnie Gold. And I'm on YouTube, Ronnie Gold. I'm on all the music platforms, Ronnie Gold, Spotify, and Apple, all that. I'm also using a platform called even.com, and you go on there and they actually give me all the money if you buy my music through there. And that's actually the only place that you can get the song that I have with Snoop Dogg. It's even, like
Even
get
e
even, paying artists
even.com.
before you just stream and then we don't get any other. EVEN, I think it's .com. Even. Yeah. And they actually send me the money the same day when you
Oh,
let me make sure that ending is right because it might be even.biz. I
okay.
forget. But if you Google even, it'll pop up. But anyways, and then I'm on Facebook. I'm on Tubi and Amazon. I have a TV show on Amazon called The Starring Ronnie Gold Show.
Do you have a moment to tell us
It's
about that?
even.biz. The TV show?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It's even.biz. Yeah, that's what
Just
it
even
is.
that best.
The TV show is called Starring Ronnie Gold Show. And it's basically the the making of my music. It's not drama like me fighting with bitches. It's like girl power, like me doing my music and my art behind the scenes and making the movie, getting the music in the strip clubs, getting because they play my music in like 200 clubs. So it shows stuff related to that. Me in the studio recording. It's like a behind the scenes. Yeah.
So we tune into starring Ronnie Gold show to watch your entrepreneurial journey and for inspiration. It sounds like and it's on that's
Yeah,
available on
I
Amazon
have
Prime.
right now I have yeah, and I have 3 episodes up there.
Mhm.
And right now I'm actually working on getting that on another platform.
Okay.
And so that's why it just has the 3 episodes because I have other episodes I've made.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
real quick, I wanted to say some of the chapter titles of my book because
Okay.
I feel like we talked about so much stuff. I really didn't get to dive deep into it. But
Yes, yes.
I
Please let
want
us know. Let's know.
okay, I'm gonna tell you chapter titles, and then I want you to pick one that's like stands out to you that I can elaborate on. Chapter
Okay.
one: Scare money, don't make no money. Chapter
Okay.
2, never get too comfortable at any club. Chapter 3, be careful with whom you travel. Chapter 4, you're the money, make it home safe with the bag. Chapter 5, all it takes is one. Chapter 6, time is money. 7, quality over quantity. Chapter 8, buffer bitch versus dream team. Chapter 9,
Oh,
how to spot a pimp. 10, the strip club is an ecosystem. 11, look and feel like money to make money. 12, tips for keeping your contracts active. 13, choosing the best clubs for you. 14, creating healthy boundaries. 15, don't watch another stripper's bag. Sales strategy and mind control tricks is 16. Chapter 17, money talk. Chapter 18, astrology in the strip club. Chapter 19, stripper spirituality for success. 20, if he wanted to spend money on you, he would have. 21 is growing your side hustles. And 22 is when is it ever enough?
man, I'm gonna go chapter 8 because all of them sound like some must reads. You definitely sound like you to put your work your research into this thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
you want to hear about buffer bitch versus dream team?
yeah, that's the one that got me. I was
You
just
want to
like,
know what a buffer bitch is, huh?
well, I can't say I was always on the good side. You know what I'm saying? So I'm familiar. I'm just curious as to hear
Okay.
what you got to say
Okay.
about it.
So this is the concept that I came up with where so dream team is basically, teamwork makes the dream work. When you have a friend and you can tag team, I might have her wait at the front door and I got to go use the bathroom, or I might have her sit with the customer because I got to go on stage or whatever, and we can work it to where it's more likely that we'll get to close the deal. One can be bad cop, good cop. One can be money talker. One can be like the party girl, like shots. He
Right.
might like her big ass and he might like my titties, that we could pair up, right? So that's the dream team. Now, the buffer bitch, this is a concept that I came up with. If a girl does something like you saw her pocket $10 to the side when the customer made
Oh,
it rain, you saw her do something to show that she is just out for herself, that she
right.
really ain't fucking with you like that. So, like, what I put her in the category of buffer bitch. So if it's not a blatant disrespect where no, I gotta like let you know right then so you don't get it twisted.
uh, Right.
Usually I won't say anything.
She
I
let that
will
buffer.
use that in a strategy against her. So I'll make her be the buffer bitch. So let's say there are three guys
Ah,
sitting at table, and one guy is the money guy, and one guy is like the cock blocker, or like the broke guy, or the guy who's going to be the party pooper and don't want to like his friends to spend no money.
right.
I will call her over, the buffer bitch. I'll be like, hey girl, come over here, he got money, he like you, da da da, just so
Oh,
she can buffer the situation, so I can use her as a distraction to take the money guy to VIP. So she's the girl I
oh,
now have her doing what she's shown. Like, she
uh,
tried to cross me, and it's not like a revenge type of thing. It's just like, I don't
you
feel
just
no
put in a
guilt
quick
about that because that's
right.
the type of person she is. She's out for self. So now I use her for my benefit.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's why I gotta stay at the club because that right there, and we talked before. I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, that's why I gotta. Yeah, because but I say this as a Scorpio, you ain't wrong. Cause see, I'm the kind of person that I'm gonna give you my respect, and I'm gonna bring everything to the table up front till you show me that's you can't reciprocate that. Okay, now I gotta treat you accordingly. I'm not treating you different. I'm treating you
Scorpios, y'all are
accordingly.
the hardest. to sell.
Yeah,
In my chapter, astrology in the strip club, I literally write that Scorpios are gonna be like the hardest to sell in the strip club because y'all's bullshit detector is like on 100. Like
man.
you gonna sniff that shit out because
I was
Scorpios are real intuitive.
yeah, I was raised by to I was raised that if you expect the bullshit in everybody, you're very seldomly surprised. I know that's a very negative a negative mindset, but it you know it's true. You are very seldomly surprised. Like when you're looking for the bullshit from the jump,
Right.
you be that's why when to a Scorpio we real loyal. We find people who really
Uh-huh.
rock with it because to find like we already looking for the bullshit. When we find out that you're not bullshit, oh my god, I could be real with you. What? Oh, what? But then that's why it's like if you do some disloyal shit, now at the same time, we like,
Right.
okay, nah, you get the equal side of that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? That nobody wants
Yeah.
that. We don't even like becoming that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this conversation was fun. I definitely
Yeah.
hope that you might consider coming on again in the future and maybe
Yeah.
possibly talking with us and find out what updates you got for us at
Yeah.
that time in your career because we know you'll be much further. But
Yeah.
it's just I want to reiterate. I'm not saying that like you're not where because
No,
what you've done
I get
already is
it. We all,
phenomenal.
yeah, we want to
Yeah,
grow and
it's just
evolve.
that
Yeah.
yeah, it's just that we I'd be crazy if I turned on Instagram tomorrow and you said I'm quitting music. I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Oh
I'm gonna call
no,
this
I
girl.
have to do
You know what I'm saying?
music. It's
So
my
so that's why we
passion.
so that's why we're saying that we know that when we talk to you next time, you'll be so much further because we know we're just this is just a gas station like break and you're still on your journey. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
uh
definitely.
we definitely
Definitely.
do appreciate you though, Roni Gold, for blessing us with your presence on the platform today. We are going to support your book, I promise,
Thank
and
you.
people know that if I said it, it's
Yeah.
gold. So I'll be in
I
contact with you
appreciate that.
shortly to do that. And until the next time we meet, we pray that nothing but blessings finds you and success
Thank
on your journey.
you. Thank you. This has been really fun and I definitely want to come on again. I feel like we was just getting to scratch the surface. Next time we'll have to like dive deeper into the book and like it's just so much. My book is 150 pages. Like I wrote a book, you know.
I'm
So
trying to.
and yeah, I feel what you're saying. Like I'm always evolving and growing and I do music because I love it. I don't do music like, oh, what's gonna sell and what everybody else is gonna like. I make stuff that I like as, like a art therapy for myself. And, I've had the privilege to work with Grammy winning, platinum winning people. Everybody from Club Nouveau to Snoop Dogg and Grammy winning drummer and all kinds of people. And, just the sky ain't the limit. And I'm just going to keep doing my art. So definitely catch up with you soon.
Hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. Until then, take care, Miss Gold. Blessings.
Okay, peace.
Peace now. All right, guys. We definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in to the podcast today. For our introduction with Miss Roni Gold. As you can tell, man, she is an amazing individual. Definitely full of life. I definitely think this book is going to be worth the read. So, like we said, we're going to contact her, get a copy of it, and we'll see if we can do one with a giveaway. We'll figure it out. But you guys need to make sure that you hit the share button to help get this message and this interview out as much people as possible. As many of you have once been on the platform, and we asked to do the same thing. So, like we always say, don't wait on the world to change, or you can be the one to change the world. I have been Mr. No Offense. You guys have been absolutely awesome, and we'll catch you next time on the No Offense podcast. Be easy. Peace. No Offense LLC. The LLC stand for business. Yeah. it's no offense. Yeah, we going in. Who we got on the show today? Might as well go tag a couple friends. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to blow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. We're trying to get to know it then. Gay support from those that view and wanna see you win. We got the website, magazine, and radio. Be back up soon. Trying to put you in the spotlight so that you can tell your truth. Yeah, it's no offense to you and me. Ain't trying to sell no image. I want you to come on through and live your life the way you live it. What you say you on your way? Shine so bright they gotta see you. Pave your way and go be great. Make us say now, non-believers. Hey, it's no offense. Yeah, we going in. Who we got on the show today? Might as well go tag a couple friends. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to glow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. Hey, it's no offense. Yeah, it's no offense. Yeah, it's no offense. Yeah, it's no offense. They said you couldn't, now you know you about to blow again. They working hard in case you really need to know again. Hey, it's no offense. Man, y'all hit that share button, man. Tap in. Special thank you to the guest of the show,